Dozens turn out to take back the night and to put a stop against sexual violence.
Students show they care in the annual Bloodanooga blood drive.
And you'll meet the professor who is fluent in language and culture. Welcome to this weekend's edition of Mox News. I'm Olivia Brown.
And I'm Shayne Perry. Your news starts now. Dozens of UTC students got to hear the traumatic account from a survivor of sexual violence.
The survivor is a former UTC student, and she was part of Take Back the Night. Take Back the Night is an internationally recognized event that is a visible stand against sexual violence. This event was open to UTC and the Chattanooga community. Community partners set up tables at Chamberlain Field with resources and information regarding campus awareness. UTC student Abby Kennard experienced Take Back the Night for the first time this year. She hopes survivors that share their stories empower students to speak out about sexual violence.
I hope this is a night that they can just all kind of come together and see people from different walks of life, and that hopefully we can start a greater dialogue on campus regarding sexual assault.
Keynote speaker Bergen Balkum is someone who lends her voice and lends her platform to stopping sexual violence. This UTC alum led this year's march with enthusiasm. Violence Against Women Chair Jai Foreman planned this year's annual event along with other WISE members.
So we have a march through the Fort Wood district, and that is to commemorate, just to basically go out into the community and take a stand against sexual violence. And then we also have a candlelight vigil, and so the passing of the flame is basically is to honor all the people that have fallen victim to sexual violence.
Silence is the enemy. The only way to empower change is to talk. For more information about sexual violence, please visit UTC Women's Center.
UTC police confirm they are investigating a case of stalking. Investigators say the two people were involved in a past relationship, so police have not released any more details in the case.
A UTC student shared his story of overcoming mental illness. James Carty is bipolar, and he has written a book about his struggles. The memoir is called One Flight Short of the Cuckoo's Nest. He gave a lecture on campus this week. If you want to read more of his book, you can get it on Amazon.
Blood Assurance has hosted its Bloodanooga Drive. The biannual blood drive was held on UTC's campus in the Tennessee Room this past Tuesday and Wednesday. Students showed up in droves to show their support for the drive and each other, donating blood to help the local community and save lives. Thank you for donating. If you missed Bloodanooga, the next one will be April 4th and 5th.
You can see the work of a world-class artist right here on campus. The work of Sangram Majumdar is now on display at the Crest Art Gallery. The paintings can reach 7 feet high. In addition to the completed works, you can see dozens of other compositions that show the artist exploring new territories of expression of his creativity.
No matter what the language, a UTC professor continues her mission of educating students while they experience different cultures and different countries.
Here's a story on Dr. Lynn Purkey.
My main field of research is actually 20th century and sometimes 21st century Spanish literature, and sometimes film and theater. I've always really loved literature, and I've always really loved more experimental literature, so I often work with the avant-garde. But most of my classes are really discussions and kind of more Socratic in nature. Our department has a major in Spanish, of course. It has a BA in Modern and Classical Languages, in Spanish and in French and in Latin. And we have minors in all of those languages as well as the classics. One thing that we're doing for Gen Ed, we're gonna field it the first time, but we've just started doing a few general education classes. We have one that's on Arthurian legends, because our medievalist is a specialist on that, and she's teaching that in English for Gen Ed. And another class that we're teaching for Gen Ed is foreign language films, and Jose Luis Castañeda and I just created a class this summer for online for watching Spanish cinema, and he's going to teach it in the spring. But maybe the two most interesting programs we have a program to Alcalá de Henares in Spain, where we take students every 2 years, and it's been very successful. And students really love it. They can go for 1 month and get 9 credits, or they can go for 2 months and get 15 credits. And they take 1 class with a Spanish faculty from UTC, and 2 classes with Spanish faculty in Spain. Alcalá de Henares is right outside of Madrid, so it's really convenient, but it's still kind of has a small town feel, but it's close to everything. It's pretty exciting. Our department has grown overnight.
Hi, I'm Emily Willis. Here's your Mox weather forecast. If you like this weather, we're going to have more of it. Look for high temperatures in the mid-80s with lows in the 60s for the next 7 days. In fact, we have record high temperatures next week. And a warning, we have a little chance of rain, so be careful about a campfire. That's it for the weather. Now here's Jonathan with sports.
Welcome to sports. I'm Jonathan Najar. The Mox got back to their winning ways. Clavin Smith has an update from last weekend's game versus VMI and a spotlight on Mox star Keontae Davis.
Coming off a tough loss to the Citadel, the Chattanooga Mox win in convincing fashion against VMI by a final score of 30-13. Without star running back Derek Crane, the Mox gashed the Keydets for 297 yards still. After a tough week last week offensively, UTC got it rolling again. The 2016 class is now the all-time winningest class in UTC football history with 34 career wins. After recording his 28th career sack and his 8th sack on the season, senior Keontae Davis is in our spotlight this week. In his post-game interview, Keontae said he thinks his best is yet to come, even after his performance today. Despite interest from multiple NFL scouts, Davis is focused on winning out the rest of this season. Today we spotted a scout from the Buffalo Bills. During pregame warm-ups, he headed straight to the defensive line group and looked right at Keontae. Be on the lookout for Keontae Davis next April in the NFL Draft. This is Clavin Smith with Mox News.
The Mox are back on track, and that shouldn't change this weekend either. The Mox are taking on the lowly WC Catamounts, who are bringing up the rear of the SoCon. The Catamounts have yet to record a conference win and have only recorded 1 win all season. Alejandro Benefield and the rest of the offense should have little trouble tearing apart the Catamounts defense that is giving up over 500 yards per game. On to women's soccer, who is having their best season in almost a decade. While statistically this season might not look as impressive as the football team, it is a huge turnaround for a program that has been struggling in recent years. The Mox finished right in the middle of the conference going into the SoCon tournament. They also got put on the side of the bracket they wanted. One-loss Samford and a Furman team that UTC has never beaten are on the other side, while most of the teams UTC was able to beat this season are on our side of the bracket. The Mox will have to travel to Mercer for an elimination game on Sunday to start the tournament.
Don't have anything to do this week? Saturday, November 5th, the service sorority Omega Phi Alpha is teaming up with the UTC men's basketball team to host a sports camp with the students at Hardy Elementary. The students will be taught basketball drills and enjoy relay races. The sorority is looking for people to join in and have a good time. The camp will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Contact Omega Phi Alpha for more information on OrgSync.
I've held a Blacklight game night in the UC Tennessee room. Students attended Blacklight game night over fall break. Games included air hockey, pool, ping pong with glow-in-the-dark surfaces. The evening was sponsored by CAB for those students who stayed on campus and were looking for a fun activity.
That does it for this edition of Mox News. Thank you for joining us. Check out our videos uploaded throughout the week to YouTube, and don't forget to subscribe.
We are on the UTC TV channel and Housing Channel 2.1, so tune in and have a great weekend from all of us here at Mox News.